Alright, so Angel in the Snow, Part 2, verses and the background to the solo. So remember that the song is tuned down a whole step down. So yeah. As you saw in my little intro video, I broke down the verse into two parts, progression A and progression B, just to make it easier. The verse can be a little bit tricky in the sense that there's a lot of run-ups and run-downs, but they're a bit more picky and plucky than they were in part 1. So just take your time, slow down, and just practice them a lot and it should be fine. So yeah, the basic chords that you're going to be playing are G major, E minor, and A major 7. Both in part A and progression A and progression B. So yeah, just 3 chords to remember, not that much. Anyways, how you want to start off is you want to transition to the G major chord. And how you want to do that is you want to hit the 2nd fret of the low E, and then just hit the 3rd fret of the low E. Kind of like that. What I like to do is I like to make a G major chord, but move that 1 fret down. So right now my middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the 2nd fret of the low E string. But when I move that 1 more fret forward, it's going to make that G chord. But my middle finger is also going to be on the 3rd fret of the E string. So I get to do that transition and also save time on making that G chord. So try it out, see if you like it. Like that. After you play the G major chord a couple times, you transition to the E minor chord. And I like this transition because you don't really have to do anything else other than make the chords G major and E minor. So I think that's cool and also convenient. So yeah. So pretty much what you want to do is keep that G major chord, and what I want you to do is pluck the low E string, pluck the A string, and pluck the open D string. So pluck those 3 strings, just hit them down. After you hit the low E or the open D string, I'll go to the E minor chord and pluck the D string again. So you can kind of see what I mean when I say the transition kind of makes itself. So once you're in that E minor chord, just strum the E minor a couple times. So after you do that, you're going to go into that A major 7 chord. You're going to transition to that, and how you do that is from the E minor, stay on that E minor chord, and use whatever finger to hit the 3rd fret of the low E string. So, and then hit the A string while you're still on the E minor chord. So 3rd fret of the low E, then A string, then transition into the A major 7 chord, and hit the root, which would just be an open A. So 3rd fret of the low E, A string, then open A, and then you're going to go into the A major 7. So see how that works? So yeah, not too bad. When you're in the A major 7 chord, like midway when you're strumming it, like you strum it X amount of times, like halfway between that, you kind of hear the 3rd fret of the low E string. So just kind of, when you're making that A major 7 chord, swing like your ring finger or your pinky finger onto that 3rd fret, and try and keep the A major 7 chord still, because you're going to be strumming that like while you're plucking the low note. So it's kind of tricky. I'm not too great at it, but just try and make it work. So kind of like what I did. So just like that. That's it for progression A. Progression B is pretty much the same thing. Do the whole G, E minor, A major 7 thing. So the only difference is that you're not going to be hitting that low 3rd fret of the E string. You're not going to be hitting that on progression B. Instead, you're going to be doing what you did in part 1, with the A major 7 and just hammering on to that 3rd fret of the B string. So just do that. So and then after that, you just go back right into progression A, then progression B. After the 2nd time of progression B, you go into the chorus. And yeah, you know what to do for that one. So that's pretty much for the verse. It's relatively short, but it does take a lot of practice to master, I guess, in a sense. So let me play the verse for you one more time, and yeah. So just like that. Just a reminder that this verse is also the background to the solo. So if you don't know how to play the solo like me, you can just play the verse just to fill the gap. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my extent of my knowledge of Angel in the Snow. So unless I make another video about the solo, then yeah. Make sure you say something if you don't if I'm not clear about something, or if you don't understand a certain part of the song, because I barely know what I'm saying. So yeah, I hope you learned something, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next video, so I'll figure that out. Hey, so for those of you who stayed to the end of this video, sorry for pretty much leaving this Angel in the Snow tutorial hanging, and sorry for not posting a video in a while. School's been kind of rough for the past couple months, so sorry.